Hey guys, JH, welcome to Practice Tee. It's a windy, windy old Practice Tee today and very, very cold. Okay, I want to carry on with the theme that we've had in the last videos, and that is what I call Shutdown Extreme. And that is, instead of conventionally taking the club back as we do here, from that position there, which is 90 degrees to the target line, we get it back here and it's 90 degrees that way. So that's conventional. This is what I would term unconventional. That club face is still looking at the ball. It's basically old square to square. And believe it or not, Byron Nelson played all his golf with that thought process in his mind. Precisely that. I'll just adjust this camera a little bit. Looks a little bit. Yeah, he actually said that he wanted the club face to just go back and up and down like that. So he was the first forerunner, I think, of square to square per se. And he did pretty well with it. You know, arguably the straightest hitter in a golf of that era. Okay, so if we're saying that that is conventional, this is unconventional. What happens when I do that? When I do that, my right arm automatically tends to fold in here nicely here and continues to fold to the top of the swing. When I go what we term unconventional, from here, the trail arm clearly gets out here like this because it's getting more extension. And then from there, guys, all I really want to do as a feeling is just take that club face up like that and bang it on top of the ball coming down like that. Just a real hammering, clamping action with the trail hand. How much trail hand emphasis is there, or dominant hand? If it, you know, your backhand is usually, trail hand is usually the dominant hand for most people, left-handed or right-handed. If you're a right-handed person but playing right-handed and you're left-handed in your normal dexterity, then you are what we call cross-dominant. You're not really playing with the dominant hand in the position it should be in a conventional golf swing for a right-hander. So if we assume that the trail hand is the dominant hand for most players, right-handed or left-handed, why don't we use it to the extent that we should? Use it with its full dominance. And what does that mean, JH? It means this. It means take it back with that trail hand and smash it with that trail hand. Use the lead hand as a radius lock. It pushes you pull it back with the trail hand as the power accumulator, and the lead hand is your radius lock. And if you take the lead hand back in that fashion there and then continue it down in the same radius, you'll have very consistent striking on the golf ball. Clearly. Because the radius is consistent. We wouldn't want to have a lead arm doing this, going back and bending like that and continuing to bend on the downswing. It's pretty hard to have your lead arm bent on the downswing, incidentally, because your centrifugal inertia will just straighten it anyway. It'll just do that. I would like to bend my lead arm, frankly, because I would get an extra lever. I would get that, and that's something for another video. But that's a 3-lever golf swing: 1 lever, 2 lever, 3 lever. That's another video. As you see in all my videos, my lead arm is rebar straight. But guys, what I want to do is try and, as a feeling, have my trail arm rebar straight. It doesn't, because you can't get the club to the top of the swing if that arm continues to do this. But that's the intentional feel. I feel that. And then just through normal biomechanics and body mechanics and engineering, that trail arm will have to bend, ultimately in the swing, in the course of the swing. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to go from here in a conventional golf swing, or what I'm trying to do, is go to here. Just as if I had a robot, and I mentioned to you, I made one, a real rudimentary one years and years ago, 25 years ago, where I just had the club face where it would just go back like this and come back down. There was no rotation, nothing. It just went back like that, like a windmill, and it came down and hit the ball beautifully. Just amazingly straight. Couldn't do anything else because the club face never deviated. Now we don't do that as a biomechanical mechanism because we're not designed to do that. We've got all these rotational factors. If all these joints were welded and you know, anatomically welded and didn't move, we could do that. But we have all this rotational capability and all this bending and pivoting capability. But we want to eliminate that, or I want to feel like I'm eliminating that. I want to do that, guys. I want to roll the club that way. It's a roll under as a feeling. If I can get it here, I said the other day that it was a claw. It's a claw in conjunction with the rolling of that lead forearm. That lead forearm rolls, but then that pushes the trail, wrist and hand into that claw effect. Because we're rolling, we're counter rolling the lead forearm. It does this here. It's so windy here today, guys. It's so cold. And I'm going to hit 4-iron all day because it's just, you know, just got to do it because of the ball flight because it's so windy. But it's just this, guys. I'm just taking it back like that. If I wasn't using my left hand, I'd feel like this. That's what I'd feel like in the golf swing. And then I'd just bring it down like that. There. That's what I'd feel like. I wouldn't get it up here and then drop it back in here and then fire it under there. That will happen in the golf swing, but I'm not thinking of doing that. I'm really not thinking of doing that. I want to take it up here like that and then bang it like that. I don't get that action, I get that feel. I clearly don't get that action because that'd be an out and around and over and a throwaway action. I get that feeling, but I still get this action. I get the drop back and I get that. Maybe it's a sideways clamping action, but with a shut face. And it's so simplistic, guys. I haven't hit any shots today. It's so simplistic that I'll be able to stand up here dead cold and stiff because I've been to the gym. Feel very stiff. And I'll be able to just take it back and hit the ball okay. And the reason I could do that because it's simple. It's a simple action. There's not a lot of mental gymnastics going on. All I'm thinking about is taking the club back like that and doing that. That's as simplistic as it is. I just roll it back and just smash it. And that's a really short, tight little golf swing. But that's all it is, guys. It's just a roll and hammer, a roll and hammer. Here, that lead arm does this. If I can get this look at the top of the swing, I'd be delighted. You've got to have a lot of dexterity, physical capability and flexibility to do that, like Dustin Johnson does. To do that, that means that this has got to be bent back so much. And when I do that, it almost pulls those ligaments out. The pain there is excruciating, but he does it easy because he's so flexible in the wrists. I'm about as flexible as a brick when it comes to that. But I want to feel like I've got that range of motion in the process. So it's a roll under. Tell you when that comes down. Now, 4-iron, guys. That's just hammer time. That's just smashing the snot, as we say here in Oz. Bit uncouth, but just smashing the snot out of it. I did some great videos yesterday. Hit the ball super, and they were really good videos, and I did 4 of them. Got home, and one of the leads that I have for the audio wasn't in. So we had a video that would have been good for people that can read lips, but not good for most of us. So guys, to encapsulate, what I'm trying to do, I'm rolling it this way, rolling it here, and then actually trying to over accentuate that roll. Now I didn't make that quite clear enough in the last video. I'm rolling it back here shut to try and get this effect. Look here, club pointing at the sky, and I see I've only got a couple of degrees on it, but if I can get a couple of degrees and then just keep increasing it a couple of degrees, I'll be okay. But in doing that in the backswing, guys, on the downswing, I'm actually trying to increase that. That shut effect on the downswing. I actually want to shut it up even more. Do that through the ball. Now that's hard to visualize that you can do that through the ball. But that's what I'm trying to do. And I tell you what, I'm getting really good results. You just, to step up dead cold and just be able to smash 4-iron like that. And my 4-iron's a very strong 4-iron. I bent it stronger because you can't get 3 irons in these clubs. So mine's basically a 3-iron loft. And it's just tiny little bit longer, half-inch longer. But there it is, guys. It's wind, hammer. And you get a lot of clamp down. I don't normally get a lot of clamp on my shots. As you know, I'm a sweeper. But because this is a clamp action, you get a clamp like that. That's how I'd rather hit it, rather than that much clamp. I don't really want to have that much clamp. But that really, and why do I don't want to have that much clamp? Because for me, that spins the ball up a bit too much. It's getting down to spinning the ball a bit too much. I like to keep a lot of spin off the ball. I don't want excessive spin because you can't really, calculate distances consistently if you're spinning it up too much or spinning it up inconsistently. So I'm basically a sweeper. But I'm getting the occasional clamp like that one there, which is unusual for me for a 4-iron because I just never get that. So I'm going to roll it back. Then I'm finishing like that, and that's how I want to finish. I want to finish 4-arm rolled over. Okay, the swing is ungainly. 2 reasons. My back is still giving me fits. It's still pretty hard, so I can't rotate a lot through the ball. So I've got a little bit of here, get a bit of stall up, and then I fire back a little bit. But don't think that that's a byproduct of the golf swing. It's just a byproduct of my injury at the moment. Here we go. I'm going to roll it. Guys, I can't hit it better than that. And I keep saying on this video, you'll never hear real good impact sound because these microphones just muff the noise. All right, come on, Joe. Roll it in. Just not moving. Too much cloud today to give you some down range. You just can't see the golf ball. Really tough here. The lighting here is quite extraordinary. Okay, let's capsulate. It's this. If I could actually get the club feeling like that, I would. I'm actually feeling like it's going back like so shut, guys. Like, that's what I feel. I'm not getting that, but that's my intention. And even if I have 100% intentional feel of that, and I get 5% of it or 10% of it, then I'm going to be a lot stronger position than I normally am. It's tractor coming up, so it might be noisy. That's why I come over here to get away from it. So watch this guy. It's taken back with that right hand. Now the only thing I want to increase, and I can't at the moment because my back is really quite sore. And I'm a bit concerned about it because you normally just clears up in a week, but it's been a couple of weeks now and it's not getting any better. And I just think it could be a byproduct of old age and the car crashes and motorcycle crashes that I had that when I raced that's coming back to haunt me. So watch this, guys. What I want to try and do is really, I'll try and smother this as a feeling through the ball, even after I've got the feeling that it's smothered in the backswing. See, there's that clamp. That's a lot of clamp for me for a long iron. I normally don't clamp the ball, but that's just so strong, that shot. Amazingly strong. And this is out of crabgrass here, guys, so if you want to build up your triceps and your forearms, just hit long irons out of crabgrass. Just like hitting it out of steel wool. Yeah, that's really... Look here, guys. See, that means that I've really turned it down. That's so strong, so long, and so straight. Now, the camera's driving me nuts lately, and I don't know why. It just keeps wanting to refocus all the time. Don't understand. Don't know. I've always used a video camera, and we're using a tablet now, and there's no focus adjustment on it. I might go back to video. Here we go. This is a super turn down. See how I finish here? Now all I've got to do is just take it back a little further, give it a bit of time, like that. I could give that even more time. But guys, what is it in terms of feel? So trail hand dominant. Absolutely nothing but trail hand dominant. Just that. It's just a slinging type action. I mean, the ball just slings itself out there. I can't take it back far, guys, because that's why the swing is a little short and abrupt. But there's no movement on the ball, and I mean none. We've got a really strong left to right headwind into us here, and it's not doing anything to the ball. I'll try and take this back further. Just need to get that extra little bit of backswing. I mean, shot's just amazing. Like that. That's just killed. Hitting a lot of shots, guys, because this is my practice session. I'm practicing, trying to get this built in. I don't get a lot of time to get out here and have there's always people here and stuff to do, and people want to talk, and so I have to take these opportunities. So people say, you hit a lot of balls, Jay. Well, this is a practice session, guys. And this is early days. Come on, Jay. It just doesn't get any better than that. That's just hammer time. That is hammer time. Come on, Jay. I don't know what that looks like, but that's where I want to be. You wouldn't be able to putt with those balls because they have a flat side on them, but really hitting those hard. Oh, hard for old JH. It's an old body here, guys. Can't hit it better than that. Now I've just got to get that. This is what I feel, guys. I feel, get back here just a little, gather. And it's trail hand, bash. You know what I'm going to call this? apart from it, Shutdown Extreme, the smash factor. Because guys, I'm just taking it back with that trail hand and smashing it. There's no science in this. It's just shut face, take it back with the trail hand and smash it. And keep the shoulders closed. So it's a smash factor. It's an absolute smash factor. Like that. It's never coming down. And they're 4 irons, guys. They are not 8 irons or 7 irons. Watch this. But the ball strike is fantastic. Okay guys, there'll be more in the coming videos. I just want to show you what I'm doing, what I'm working on, what I'm trying to build in terms of a process. And it's pretty simple. It's just rotate that as much as you can as a feeling, going back, and then do that. But it won't come from there. It would only come from there if you didn't have any lower body activation in the downswing, because the lower body will actually underplane the club a little bit. If you just stood there and just did that, you'd get outside the line and you wouldn't get a very good hit, clearly. So, I'm not trying to do anything with my lower body, it's just happening. All right, warmed up, Jade. How hard can you hit this for an old guy with a sore back? About that hard. Woo! Now that was a power draw to end all power draws, guys. That started about 12 yards out there and just coming back. That wouldn't have would have hit the green and wouldn't have sat down that much. You would have had to have a back flag and a long green. But man, that was just power personified. I want to hit that off a tee for distance on a short par 4. That's a fantastic shot. That would have went miles. Come on. Can't hit it better than that. Okay guys, I'll be doing more videos as it comes. I don't know what today's like. I'll have a look. That's Mr. X on the tractor there, guys. What's he there for? He knows I'm doing the video. What's he making all that noise for? He's just doing that because he can't have a hit. Okay. Last hit. Hunker down, guys. Get here. Take it back with the trail hand. Hit it with a trail hand. Smash factor. Smash factor. Take it back with the trail hand. Hit it with the trail hand. Okay guys, I'm going to come up with more explanation. At the moment I'm just trying to work some of the swing in for myself at the moment. But I will have, I'll have some very intrinsic information for you soon. I'll just hit a couple of drivers. Couple of drivers, as we say out here in Aussie. Couple of drivers. So cold. So windy. Everything's the same, guys. Just trail hand, take it back. Guys, that's within about a yard of where I wanted to hit it. Oh, just 2 minutes. I'll just hit one more, guys. He just wants to mow this here. He wants to mow it for me, actually. Take it back. Okay, guys, I'll try and do some down the line, but I'll let Mr. X mow the grass here. Okay, mate, I'm finished.